So yeah, welcome to our YouTube channel. We're filming the first episode of a series we're going to call Footnotes. Footnotes is a series that Bryan and I wanted to put together where we're really just showing you the raw, uncut, day-to-day workings of us two setting up a brand. The highs, the lows, the trials, the tribulations. Just want to be honest and you know, totally transparent with who we are, why we do this, and share with the world what we're doing. We've just moved into this space. This is our studio. We've been here for what, 4 weeks now?
Yeah, I moved in early June, and we are delighted with it. And yeah, it's just important for us to have that space. So before we had a storage facility for all the stock. There was stuff at Harry's house, there was stuff at my house. We were working from kitchen tables, we were working from cafes, and it was just always, especially for like logistics and stuff, there was just, you know, having to go to the storage facility, there wasn't enough room in it anyway. So we were then, yeah, it was just an absolute nightmare. So having everything in one space is just super important. Like, yeah, it makes things so much easier. It's good to be, you know, physically together because, you know, just for bouncing ideas across. It's not all glamorous, like, you know, we've got to pick and pack and deliver stuff. We've got to, you know, it's a fun business, but, you know, it can't be fun every single moment of every day. There is things need to get done, but we're having lots of fun.
It's not perfect and it's not the most glamorous, but it's our space and we can do what we want with it now.
Yeah.
Like finish the painting. Oh, can't wait.
My name is Bryan Kinghorn. I am co-founder of Circus Running.
And my name's Harry and I'm the co-founder and creative director here at Circus. Bryan and I decided to start Circus because conversations progressed over many miles. I remember really early on, Bryan and I clicked. We just got on. We had a similar outlook. We saw this gap. We saw this need for like running apparel that wasn't overly branded, too loud, too colourful, but also was, you know, super fit for purpose, you know, premium race kit. It just sort of snowballed into existence really. A few chats, a few runs of, you know, grabbing coffee afterwards. And then it was probably about a year after we met that we actually sat down one day and just said, let's do something. And following on from that, I shared this name that I'd sort of been playing with and had in my mind for a while of Circus. I wanted to create a brand, right, that was ultimately distinctly British without being too bait, without being too obvious. Two North Star brands in this remit for me would be Palace skateboards and Thames skateboards again. So I just think those two brands have such a British identity without being, yeah, too bait, too obvious.
We landed on, you know, doing running apparel. And the reason, you know, I suppose there's multiple different reasons behind it. One of them was born out of the frustrations with other running kit, you know, just in general. You know, things like shorts, socks, you know, socks, one of my frustrations is around, you know, them coming out in holes, or they're not padded in the right areas, or they're not breathable enough. Given our sort of experience, personal experience in running, we wanted to make sure that we were designing these pieces of clothing for running in a way that's thoughtful for runners.
We've split our product into two categories. We've got the performance wear, and then we've got the lifestyle. We wanted to launch with lifestyle pieces, so jersey, cottons, because that's my bread and butter. I'm much more comfortable with making and manufacturing these products. They're a lower price point for us, and they're also a lower price point for the customer. So as a brand launching, it made sense. Like, let's not, you know, invest too heavily in our expensive performance wear before we've even, like, you know, found or made or built our community. So yeah, we've launched strategically with jersey. This is one of our collab tees. So we've got a series that we're running called Rituals. And this is where we go and do like a 10-mile run with a different run crew. We've done it with Grove Lane to start with, which is our crew. But you got to test the waters, right? That's a super light 180 GSM tee, cut in like a bit more of a regular fit, so a bit lighter for running. It's actually quite nice to run in it, like a lightweight cotton. Grove Lane is my run crew. So I used to run with a crew called Track Mafia up in West London. They ran every Thursday at Paddington Rec, and I live just around the corner from the rec, so it made sense. And that was my first sort of foray into running with a crew, running culture beyond solo running with a friend or running with my brother. So yeah, that was really exciting. I remember being really timid actually coming onto trackside just because, you know, this is a real established crew. Me and my girlfriend, we moved in together down south, and yeah, like all new beginnings, I sort of found myself a little bit disconnected with my local environment. So I reached out on a dormant Strava account called Camberwell Runners. I reached out and asked if anyone wanted to go for a run. You know, I just wanted to make some new mates in the area. There are other crews around, but the idea of running like 6 or 7K to go run a 5K to then run back, like suddenly made those midweek easy miles like actually quite a bit more significant. So I reached out to some people, and an Irishman and an Italian man were the first people to get in touch. So yeah, there we were, the three of us sort of running around Camberwell and the surrounding area, not quite understanding one another. Grove Lane was where we met. There is an actual road in Camberwell called Grove Lane. We used to meet there because it was sort of a good midpoint for all of us. And that's how it started. It was just a place to meet for a run.
I got involved very early on in my move to London. It's an awesome community of, you know, like-minded runners that are based out of the southeast, and yeah, I've got involved now on a coach basis, and you know, helping Harry run the club.
And then our main line t-shirts, we've got the basics, which I'm really happy with. 240 GSM organic cotton from Portugal with a nice little 3M logo. And then we've got some of our more graphic tees. We've got a Solitude tee, and there's also one called a Doberman. Both of these are out of stock at the minute, so we've been running a pre-order with them. They're coming in on the 3rd, is that right, Bryan?
Yes, Doberman and Solitude should be going out on the 3rd.
Coming out this week, yeah.
Loads of pre-orders sitting here, ready to go.
Happy days. These sold really quickly actually. Before we'd even really launched, we did a soft launch with just our friends and family, and we basically sold out. There was maybe one or two to put online, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It was good because clearly people like the design, but bad because we didn't have anything to sell. So we've restocked them, they're coming out this week. Now we've got the hoodies. Again, just keeping them basic. The real focus of these was just to create something like super heavyweight without having to like do a multiple layer, like a two layer outer. 800 GSM, ultra heavyweight. Yeah, these are just the heaviest hoodie you will ever wear, and they're great. So that's our lifestyle range and the collab tee. And then yeah, next up we've got our performance range launching in August, which I'm really excited about. We've been working on these shorts for like 2 years, just trying to get the right fit, make sure the pockets work. They're sort of inspired by trail running shorts, so they do have this belt at the top for stashing snacks, keys, gels, etc. And a big enough pocket at the back for your phone. The fabrics we've chosen, there's 4 fabrics on this short. 3 of the fabrics have all been sourced within 50 miles of our factory in North Portugal, which is one way that you can be a bit more, well, reduce your carbon footprint. We're not shipping fabrics in, or we're not getting fabrics from overseas just yet. And then the 4th fabric is actually from France, but it's from one of the best mills in the world. Like the outer on this short is incredible. Actually, after we had placed our orders and, you know, finished development of this short, we noticed that brands like New Balance and District Vision also use this same mill. So I mean, doesn't say much other than being a nice trust signal that we're obviously going to the right places. So yeah, stoked for these to launch. And then we've got the singlet as well, coming out around the same time in our own colours. So yeah, it's all very exciting. Hats, they're selling really well, the hats, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've gone for like a slightly lower profile, especially to the hat I'm wearing. But yeah, a lower profile, smaller crown, smaller peak, ultra lightweight. It's one of the lightest hats. We've weighed this and it's like lighter than any other running cap I've got. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with these. We've gone for that old school, like, is it Nike TN style? But yeah, it just sits really nicely for a running hat. Like, I don't like a running hat that's too big or too bulky. And these just, you sort of forget you're wearing it, to be honest. So that's ideal. So yeah, looking forward to that stuff coming out. And then we've got some socks as well. I'm very happy with these. We just decided to release three colorways to start with. Kind of safe colorways. Everyone needs a black pair or a white pair in their wardrobe, and then a cream because we've got a bit of an ecru theme throughout this year for our products. So yeah, just bringing it all together. The packaging on this is recycled and recyclable. I told my dad that and he was like, yeah, plastic is recyclable. They're like, we're trying to do good here. We're not trying to rinse further or more than we need to. Over in this corner, we've got a nice big vanity mirror to make sure that
Harry can check himself out, make sure he's looking good.
and you. We've also got a load of sample fabrics. Like these are our own custom colours from one of our Portuguese suppliers for our training t-shirt coming later this year. It's a beautiful fabric, 60% lyocell, 30% cotton. Lyocell is made from beech trees. It's sustainably sourced like forests, and you can create this fibre from the beech pulp, which has amazing qualities. It's super light, breathable, antibacterial, and then you shoot that with a bit of cotton, then you've got a little bit more like rigidity in the fabric, and it's a really great t-shirt to run in. We've tested other brands. There's only one other brand I really know using it in a running context, and yeah, their t-shirt's amazing to run in. So yeah, we've developed our own fabric with a Portuguese mill, with a load of good sort of environmental credentials. We met them at Premier Vision
in Paris.
Yeah, like a fabric fair, and yeah,
that was
nice people.
That was an intense day, I remember. Well, 2 days. Just you go in this massive exhibition hall with just hundreds of mills and fabric suppliers and manufacturers, and
It was hectic.
it was pretty hectic. But met some really cool people.
Yeah, these guys actually, we just stumbled across them. But yeah, it's a small sort of family business, and yeah, just got on really well with them. Minimums, obviously we're a small business, so our minimums aren't massive at the minute, and it was good that they're able to meet our minimums. So yeah, this is where all the fabrics go. This is hats. This is a jacket that we're working on later this year. And yeah, hopefully we can keep this plant alive. Because it's hot. Yeah, I gave it a little water. But we need to actually get a proper pot for it because it'll just leak. So yeah, welcome to the studio. It's not much, but it's ours.